you have a moral majority language from Falwell and his friends in the 70s when they really came on strong. And it harkened back to the Richard Nixon silent majority language that we are a Christian nation and we're being hijacked by secular elites. By the time you get to James Hunter's To Change the World, there's a sense in which it's not a Christian majority, but it's a kind of neutral zone, and things are up for grabs, and we have to. I think that's where he coined this notion of faithful presence, to be voices. Now we seem to be in a world where there's active hostility, and Katie bar the door sort of, and certainly my friends, younger Christian friends with children, are acutely aware that the world that they send their kids to get educated in is not remotely neutral. So they have to be much more active in posing an alternative. And so I think that this should characterize how we as Christians operate in the public realm. We have to be more open, more articulate, maybe more pugnacious at times, but not always. But if I'm right about the return of the strong gods, what the world wants is some truths strongly stated. We've, a number of years in the summer, we've had Dominicans work in the office as interns. They're in their formation, Dominican brothers, they're young men, and they wear their white habit. And I'll go out with them, take them to lunch or something. And New York City is full of people wearing a lot of crazy clothing. You got the guy with his guitar and his underpants in Times Square. And so, people in New York are used to, you don't even pay people any notice for their crazy get-ups and piercings and tattoos.
If you do, you'll never get to work.
Well, but this guy walks, I've noticed with these Dominicans, they walk down the sidewalk with their habit on, and people are like, whoa. And so what they sense is that this is not just a costume or an ornament, but actually a symbol of a deep commitment. And, there's a sort of, it's scary, but also kind of appealing. And I am optimistic about the future of the church in the coming decade. I think that the church, insofar as we have the courage of our convictions, and insofar as, at least in some way, we walk the walk and don't just talk the talk, I think that people are going to find that in a world where nobody stands for anything and everybody's out for themselves, it's going to be very appealing, very appealing. And a lot of my friends say, clerical abuse crisis, corruption in the, evangelicals have their own version of this. And my reply is, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Sure, the church suffers from self-inflicted wounds, but we live in a time where everybody's using everybody. Everybody's judging everybody on social media. Everybody's selling to everybody. And the church isn't in that game. Even the universities that used to be a medieval institution oriented towards the life of the mind and the teacher-student relationship, when I was teaching, they moved from student to customer. And wow, so the university's been subsumed into the marketplace and this great scramble of getting. And the church is not selling anything. And that's going to be a very powerful reality as our society becomes thinner and thinner and thinner.